Well, hello, and welcome to my latest video. Now, some of you attentive viewers will know that I have signed up to do LeJog, which is, for my non-British viewers, is Land's End to John O'Groats, the furthest southwest corner of Britain to the furthest northeast corner of Britain. It's about 900 miles, and it's what they call an epic, iconic journey. And can I manage it? Well, you're going to have to wait and see, and hopefully there'll be a video at the end of it of how I managed it, and hopefully there won't be a video at the end of it about how I didn't manage it. So I thought there's a bit of a build-up because I'm not going till the 21st of August, so there's plenty of time to do some videos in the meantime, and I thought the first thing I ought to do is decide on which bike to take. So, welcome, everybody, to the hanging bikes of Babylon. Yes, you may have seen in your National Geographic or the Discovery Channel that one of the great wonders of the world, along with the Great Library at Alexandria, which doesn't exist anymore, the obelisk of somewhere or other, the Colossus of Rhodes. Yes, a very, very tall man who used to live on the island of Rhodes. One of the other great mysteries of the ancient world was the hanging bikes of Babylon. It was a massive 50,000 square foot structure in the center of Babylon, and it was built essentially as a museum for bicycles, which were first invented in 2000 BC by the Sumerians, and they liked their bicycles, so they made a museum of them. So I have recreated that in my own small way, and as you can see here, the first, yes guys, this is the first LeJog bicycle that we are considering. And what is it? It is a giant Defy, and one of the things, a couple of the things that define the giant Defy, first of all, it's got an endurance kind of frame set, so it's designed to be fairly relaxed. It's got what they call a diffuse seat post here, which is essentially a D-shaped seat post, and that's designed to flex a little bit. It's also got here what they call a diffuse handlebar, again D-shaped, which is designed to flex a bit, all to give you a little more comfort. It has disc brakes, of course, as you know, I only use disc brakes. It has a full Shimano Ultegra mechanical group set with a 50-34 chain set and an 11-34 cassette. Yeah, so it gives me a lowest gear of 1-to-1, which is 34-34. It has a pretty wide tyre clearance. These are actually 30mm tyres on here, these Vittorio Corsa 30mm tyres, not run tubeless, of course. As you know, I don't use tubeless tyres, and it's currently set up here. Don't know if you can see where I'm pointing, and this is a Brooks Cambium saddle. Now obviously the saddle is not really an issue because depending on which bike I decide to ride, I can take that saddle. So it's a lightweight, pretty lightweight bike. I will do a measuring bit at some stage during the video so you know how much it weighs. It actually has power tap pedals, but of course they are removable and interchangeable, so I can put them onto other bikes. So bike number one is the giant Defy, and we're going to move on now to bike number two. Don't go away. Welcome back. Bike number two is the Fairlight Secan, which many of you will have seen in some of my other videos. This is a gravel bike. It's a steel frame. The giant Defy, by the way, is a carbon frame. This is a steel frame, again a pretty endurance, fairly relaxed geometry. It has a Shimano GRX 1x group set with a 40-tooth chainring at the front and an 11-42 cassette at the back, thereby giving me a slightly better than 1-to-1 gear ratio. It has these Hope wheels, and these are currently running 35mm Pirelli Cincinnati tyres. It has a Gilles Berthoud leather saddle, which many of you will know is one of my favourite, or is actually my favourite saddle, and that is sitting on a Canyon split seat post. I don't know if you can see that here. So it is a very comfortable bike. Obviously the big difference, I suppose, over the Giant Defy is that it's quite a lot heavier, and we'll see that when we do the weight measurements. It has Shimano SPD mountain bike pedals, but of course pedals are changeable, so no problem there. I am in many ways, I suppose, leaning towards this bike simply because of its real comfort factor. What I don't know, I suppose, is how much of that comfort is added to by the saddle and the split seat post. But it certainly gives a very smooth, very forgiving kind of ride, and it's a bike that I can ride long distances in, although having said that, I've ridden long distances on the Giant Defy, and I've ridden long distances on the next bike that we're going to see. So, the Fairlight Secan, all my bikes, by the way, are 56 or a large size, so in that sense they are all the same. We will of course, as I said, look at the weight separately. One thing I forgot to mention, yes, disc brakes. All the bikes I shall be using will be disc brakes. All the tyres I shall be using will be with inner tubes, because as you all know, tubeless is shit. Don't go away. And the third bike we have here is the Mason Definition. The Mason Definition is an aluminium bike, 56 size large, as I said. It has electronic gears group set, which the Fairlight and the Giant are both mechanical. This is Shimano Di2 with mostly Dura-Ace but some Ultegra components. It has a 50-34 compact chain set and an 11-32 cassette, so a slightly higher lower gear than the other two bikes. It has Hunt Carbon 30 wheels, and these are currently shod, in fact I've just put them on. These are Vittoria Corsa 2.0 Steffi graphene designed tyres with 28mm width, the same tyres that are on the Giant Defy, but the Giant Defy has got 30mm tyres. This has also a Gilbert 2 saddle, leather saddle, although as I've said, of course, the saddles are interchangeable, and this has Look SPD pedals. What else can I say? It is an endurance, all three bikes are endurance kind of geometry, so it's very comfortable. I suppose if I'm honest, now that I've ridden the Fairlight quite a lot and the Giant quite a lot, I get a bit more jarring through the frame on this aluminium bike. But having said that, up until I started riding the Fairlight regularly, this was my go-to bike, and it still is in terms, I suppose, of its kind of geometry, the way it just kind of feels right. The Fairlight is a kind of better bike, I'd say, for sitting down and getting through the miles at a steady, decent pace. This is perhaps a better bike for getting through the miles at a faster pace. It's got a bit more get up and go, similar to the Giant, I suppose. And if you want to stand up and go up the hills, it's probably easier to do that than it is on the Fairlight Secan. So there are three bikes. All of them are have a lot of similarities, but all of them have a number of differences. So what I'd like you to do, folks, yes, now I want you to vote or comment in the comments down below as to which bike you think I should take for the Land's End to John O'Groats journey and why you think that's the case. Now, you'll be able to vote as well in my poll, but please make sure that you vote before the deadline, because after that your votes won't be counted, because I won't be counting them. So make sure you look out for the poll, and I'll be doing further videos about my training regime, my kit regime, my regime, the kind of things I'll be taking in my tool bag, the kind of things I'll be taking in my saddle bag, the kind of things I'll be taking in my pockets, the kind of thing, etc., etc. So you are going to be overwhelmed with the a variety and the volume of videos that I'm going to be hitting you with. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, because each time that I put up a new LeJog video, you'll get a notification if you hit that notification bell when that new video comes out, and then you'll know to watch it and sit down with your family and your Uncle Vanya and everybody else. So I'd like to thank you for watching these videos. I'll do the weighing of the bikes, but I'll do that separately. So I'll put the weight of the bikes under the relevant section of the video. So hope you've enjoyed this brief introduction to my three bikes for the Land's End to John O'Groats journey, and keep keep watching. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.